Hello, my name's Steve Cross. I'm a communication skills trainer and a stand-up comedian, and this video is an introduction to a series of videos for the University of Cambridge's researcher developers all about online presentation skills. I'm just dodging out of the way of my own title there. Every video in this series is shot as a single take without any editing. When you're presenting to your boss on Zoom, you don't get a chance to go back and change everything that was wrong, so neither do I as I'm leading this course. So usually when people say, I'm going to go and work on my presentation, what they mean is, I'm going to go and write more slides. But this course of videos is based on the idea that there are lots of different elements to giving a presentation. I've been teaching presentation skills in real life for more than 10 years, and I've made the transition myself to online video during the pandemic that's locked so many people in their houses and away from their work, and I've picked up a lot of ideas along the way that I'd like to share with you. But the basic idea is that presentation isn't one skill. Presentation has a number of different aspects, and you can choose for yourself which one of these you're going to improve at as you go along. Personally, I don't think presenting is a natural skill. I think presenting is something that's learned, and I think it's something that people can get better at by watching themselves back, changing what they do, and repeating. So there are a number of elements during this set of videos that we'll be talking about, and they are your script and your audience. I think this is something that's massively undervalued in academia. The idea that different groups of people that you're talking to need you to speak differently. And on some levels, that's about how complex the language you use is and how jargony you can be. But in other ways, it's about the needs of the audience. So I do stand-up comedy and people there are looking for entertainment, but I also pitch for work. And there, what I've got to do is communicate my skills and why I'm the right people to do that piece of work. And those are very different ways of structuring a talk and very different ways of thinking about a group of people that you're talking to. I've seen so many academics do this wrong. They have a talk, and they do that talk for undergraduates, and they do that talk for GCSE students, and they do that talk for retired experts, and it doesn't really work for any of those people. So that's the thing we're going to look at in the script and audience video. The second thing I'm going to encourage you to think about is your voice and how you can make sure that in a day of Zoom meetings where we've been listening to people talking in a monotone over slides, your presentation can be the one that cuts through, that people can hear clearly and make sense of. A third video in the series is about the technology of online presentations and the changes that you can make within your home working environment or your work working environment if you're lucky enough to be back at work. And it will suggest some very cheap pieces of equipment that you can get hold of, different ways you can structure the room so that you are being as effective as possible when you're presenting. You're not hiding in the background in the darkness, barely audible, but you're front and centre in a way that people can relate to. The fourth video in the series will look at slides and media and how you can connect these into your presentations online without coming across as quite amateur and somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing when it comes to online media. We won't be covering a lot of detail about how to design slides because there are lots and lots of places you can find out about that, but I would say if you've not yet done any reading about the best ways to design slides, you're probably designing your slides very badly and they're not communicating the information that you want very effectively. If you've ever heard yourself saying, and as you can see here, and having to point to a bit of a slide, you probably haven't designed it properly. And if you've ever heard yourself saying, well, I realise you can't pick this out on the screen this size, you've probably not designed your slides properly. So you can choose which of the elements that we're going to talk about you want to improve, and you can identify the weaknesses in your own online presentations. One of the nice things about online presentations is that you can record them automatically in lots of different ways, watch them back and critique yourself. And I understand this can be very, very difficult. I actually get friends to watch mine live and critique me. And then one of the other things I do is I do my presentations live before the actual presentation to some of my friends, and in return I watch some of their presentations so that we can give each other feedback and improve. You know, I'm not naturally a presenter. I'm a presenter who's learned everything at every step, and that's even true with stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is a thing that I've learned to do through standing in front of hundreds of audiences and getting feedback constantly on whether what I'm doing is working or not. I would say that presentations in terms of the workplace can be quite high tension. And they can be quite important. They can make and break projects, and in very extreme circumstances you can be making presentations that will change your career. So I'd urge you to take online presentations seriously, put the time in to watch yourself back, reiterate and improve, and take the time to think about all the different skills that, and especially the skills that are part of this course, and how you can make yourself better at all of them. Do enjoy the course. If you want to know more from me, my website is www.clevermakefunny.com, and my very serious grown-up website is www.drstevecross, that's drstevecross.com, and you can find more ways to find out about other presentation skills training that I can do with you. Thanks for watching. Enjoy this series of videos.